How are you guys? Thank you for asking. You are so kind. I'm fine, thanks. Let's get talking. We're talking about anger tonight. Yeah. Talking about anger tonight. Josh kicked us off last couple weeks on this series we are in for a couple weeks about emotions. You're not the boss of me. Being able to take control over the emotions that fight for control. Before we get going, as we talk about anger, I need 4 volunteers to help me teach something. Let me caveat, you need to be able to read something pretty clearly. I'm sure you all can, and you need to be able to, listen, you need to be able to speak something with your mouth pretty well, okay? Please just judge yourself on if you could do that well or not. Okay, I'm going to go with you in the dark red sweater. Come on up. Oh, this is hard. Can I have somebody who's above 10th grade? Any over 10th grader females? Back there. No, that's your leader. Is that Molly? No, are we saying Calexa? No? Okay, one of you, you pick, one of you. And then I need 2 boys, 2 males. You with the yellow sweater, white sweater, come on up. And yeah, come on up. Santa Cruz shirt, come on up. Okay, we got our 4. Yeah, really quick. Tell everyone your name. Calexa. Tell everyone your name. Grace. Calexa. Grace. Name. Lucas. Langston. Lucas Langston. Hey, cool. Alliteration. Lucas Langston. Calexa. Grace. Okay, guys. Here's where we're going to start tonight. In the topic of anger, the emotion of anger, there's a lot of different ways to feel it, a lot of different ways to express anger. Psychologists seem to agree on a few basic ones. We'll say 4 for the purposes of tonight. There's aggressive anger. Any guesses on how that feels? How that looks? We'll see in just a second. Some people handle anger in an assertive way. There's passive aggressive, and then there's what we would just call passive, or you might call it suppressive. Like you lock it in and you leave it there. So I'm going to hand you guys some of these randomly, and we're going to go through an exercise. Your name's going to be passive. Okay, that's who you are right now. You're passive. Calexa, you're going to be aggressive. Okay. You're going to be assertive. I've got a good feeling about you, Lucas. I think you're going to be good. Passive aggressive for you, okay? Let's see. Aggressive, come up here to the mic really quick. Okay. So I'm going to walk through a scenario, just a completely hypothetical scenario of something that should incite some anger in her, should make her feel pretty angry, and she's going to respond in an aggressive way, okay? Say okay? Is that all right? Okay, we all locked in, all listening? Okay, here we go. Hey, aggressive anger friend. Hey, I'm so sorry. I thought it would be funny to rub peanut butter on your cat and see if she could stick to the wall, but it got her fur really sticky, and I had to shave her, so now she's really ugly. I am so sorry. Now you read that part. Hold on, go for it.
You did what? Why would you do that?
A little more anger.
You did what?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm so mad.
It's more like, I'm so mad.
I'm so mad.
Okay, and then this next part, you do that, and then you say that.
Oh.
So here, go ahead.
Wait, what?
Do that thing that it says. Okay, now finish. Okay. And now say the last part.
I'm so mad.
Okay, thank you. Give it up for Calexa. She is aggressive in her anger. Passive or suppressive, come on up. Who's passive or suppressive? Okay, hey, passive friend. I don't know how to say this, but I wanted to see if firefighters could really come to rescue cats from trees. So I put your cat in a tree, but then I realized I didn't have my phone. So your cat was stuck in a tree for a few hours, and when it was up there, it got bit by a raccoon, and now I think your cat has rabies. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine. I don't really care.
Okay, and now 5 years later passes after that calm response, and she says this.
I'm so mad. I don't even know why. I must have built up.
Built up internal angst.
From years of ignoring my feelings.
From years of ignoring your feelings. And now do that thing. Wow, she's very mad.
You're dead to me.
She said, "You're dead to me." Oh, I think she cried a little bit. Okay, thank you. Thank you, passive friend. Give it up for Grace, the passively angry friend. Wow, that was very complicated emotion indeed. She said, "I have built up internal angst from years of ignoring my feelings." Passive suppressive indeed. Passive aggressive friend, come on up. Passive aggressive, no, next one. Okay, here, hold that. Hey, passive aggressive friend, I'm so sorry, but I was watching your cat and I just noticed how fast she could run and how she could jump over fences, and I thought it'd be so cool if I could ride her. So I tried to ride her, and it looks like she might have broken her leg. I don't know, it might have been from something else, but it's probably from when I sat on her. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay, wow, well, that's okay. It's fine. I mean, I love my cats more than anything, but it's fine. I'll just have to pay a huge vet bill, but it's just totally fine. I don't know if I even have have money for that, but it's fine. I'll just figure it out. I wish I could break your cat's leg. Haha, just kidding. Kind of. I won't do that, but I wish I could. Just kidding. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm really...
And then the last part, smile really big. Okay, it doesn't seem like you're fine. Even though you said you're fine a bunch of times, it doesn't seem like you're fine. All right, see you, passive-aggressive friend, maybe? Give it up for Langston. Okay, assertive friend, come on up. There you go. Hey, assertive friend. I feel so bad, but I had a really funny idea for a picture. I was gonna put floaties on your cat and throw her into the pool and caption it #catfish. So I did it, and it was super funny. But now I can't get her out of the pool because she won't come to me, and I don't like swimming.
Wow, okay. To be honest, that makes me really upset, but I think it was a really foolish thing for you to do. But I know if we use the pool cleaning net, we could solve this problem in a couple of minutes. Would you be willing to help me?
Well, yeah, gosh, that's a really wise, mature way to handle this. Wow, that's really positive. Assertive friend, thank you. All right, give it up for the assertive friend. That was phenomenal. All right, well, I guess it's fair to say that we all understand that now. So let's close in prayer. Go from there. Oh, I'm just kidding. Did you guys get that? There's so many different ways to experience and to feel anger and then to express anger. And like I said, it seems like psychologists have it narrowed down to a few basic groups. Some people handle it aggressively. What that means is that it's turned outward. And it means it's just turned loose, and you feel something, and you get angry, and so the emotion goes something like, crumble up a paper, you gotta throw it, you gotta hit something, you gotta take it out physically, you've gotta yell, whatever that looks like. Some people handle it in a very passive way. That means that they just bring it inward, and it gets locked up inside, but the danger in that, guys, is that things are like pressure cookers. We're like pressure cookers, and it's just going to get in there. It's going to get lodged in your heart for some time, and it's got to come out eventually. It's got to come out eventually. Some people handle it in a passive-aggressive way. Did you like that? Was my favorite. I don't think he was fine. Though outwardly agreeable, anger is expressed through indirect actions or words or sabotage even. That's what passive-aggressive looks like. And then lastly, there's a way to handle anger and a way to express it that they call assertive. That means you're able to assert control. You're able to take control over the anger that actually fights for your control. So anger then is appropriately managed and it's communicated if necessary. Good job, Lucas. He said, you know what? I'm really bummed. That was a poor decision for you to put the cat in the pool. Funny as it was, but I know that with the pool cleaning net, we could probably fix this in a couple minutes. Would you be willing to help me, Jake? And I said, yeah, that's an incredibly wise way to handle this. There's a lot of ways to express our anger. What does the Bible say about anger? Okay, what does the Bible say? Ecclesiastes 7:9 says this, "Don't be quick in your spirit to become angry, for anger lodges in the heart of fools." Let me say that again. Don't be quick to become angry, for anger lodges in the heart of fools. Proverbs 16:32 says this, "Whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city." Better than taking over a city is to say, I have control over my anger. I have control over my spirit, my emotions, my passion. I have control over that. So we know that there's multiple ways to feel and express anger, but let's talk about what is anger. What is anger, and where does it come from? And most importantly tonight, what do we do with it? What do we do with anger? So what is anger? And here's the question. Is it good or bad? Well, let me tell you, it might not be what you think. Anger's neither. It's neither good nor bad to be angry. I want you to hear this tonight. It's not wrong to be angry. I know this is true because in Ephesians 4, it says this, "Be angry and do not sin." Ephesians 4 says, "Be angry and do not sin in your anger. Don't let the sun go down on your anger." See, anger in itself isn't good or bad. It's just a response. That's how Josh framed this here. It's just a response. Emotions are just responses. They're neutral things that just happen as a response to things that are happening to us or around us, or how we perceive things to be happening, how we see them happening, or how we feel them happening inside. It's just a response to things. It's your mind and your body and your soul working together to respond to whatever non-ideal thing is happening in front of you at any given point. It's just a response. In that regard, anger a lot of times can be a really good thing, can it? Anger can be a really good thing. It's like, imagine Jesus walking into the temple, remember? And he sees the religious leaders, like the elite of the elite, and they're scamming people out of their money. They're scamming the working class people out of their money so that they can come in and worship Jesus. They're making it so difficult for normal people to connect with God. And you know what Jesus does, remember? He flips tables over. And he starts yelling and shouting at the people in the temple saying, this is not how the temple is supposed to be. It's supposed to be easier to connect with God than this. And you guys are making it so difficult. And I hate it. It makes me sick how you make it so difficult for people to connect with God. Jesus just gets upset. He gets angry. Sometimes anger can be good, can't it? And sometimes we feel angry like that. Sometimes we feel a righteous, a good anger. I mean, how do you feel when you think about all the wrong in the world? How do you feel when you think about the deepest kinds of injustice in the world? That people are taken advantage of? That children all over the world are still sold into slavery? How do you feel that there's evil of evils happening in the world? When you think about that, there should be a deep anger in you. Like an angst. And I want to tell you tonight, that is a good response. When you know about the deep, dark evils of the world, you can get angry. How about when someone you love gets hurt by someone else? How about when he didn't treat her right or she didn't treat him right, and they're your friend, they're your best friend, they're like a brother, like a sister. How did you feel when that happened? You were angry. You were angry when he didn't treat her or love her or respect her how you know she should be. And it made you angry, and that's good. You were made to get angry about bad things, okay? You were made to feel a deep anger about bad and evil things in life. But at the same time, we get angry about other things too, don't we? We get angry about all kinds of other things. We get angry about silly little things. Like we get angry when we lose something, or we get angry when we just do something stupid. We get angry when we stub our toe, or like smash our finger with a hammer, whatever it is. Like we just get angry about all kinds of things. But even still, the feeling of anger isn't necessarily wrong. It's just a response. It's just a response to something happening. The point tonight is that it's about what you do with your anger. Now that's going to be good or bad, okay? What you do with your anger is going to turn the corner from whether it is good or it is bad. See, lots of times we don't even understand why we're angry. Let's go there. We don't understand why we're angry, but it would help if we did. Let me get into whiteboard mode. I am not the best, whiteboard writer, letter writer, so it'll kind of, we'll see what happens, okay? I'm going to try to do some art too. I don't know what these guys are. Anybody know who that is? It's pretty decent. That one's less advanced. That one's pretty special. I'm going to try to do that. Lots of times we don't... I'm going to leave that one. I think he's going to say, I'm angry. Angry guy. Because it's about anger tonight. Get it, guys? Okay. Lots of times we don't understand why we are angry. We understand there's lots of ways to express it. What you might not know, what we might not realize a lot of times is anger is what is often referred to, and let me nerd out about this for a couple minutes, okay? And then we'll wrap it around, we'll tie it up and see why it's important for us tonight. Lots of times, how anger is expressed is it's what people call a secondary emotion. So lots of times when you feel anger, it's not actually the deepest, most primary thing that you're feeling, if that makes sense. Lots of times it is just something that sits above the surface, and it's actually what you're feeling in response to something else that you're feeling at a deeper, more fundamental level. So here's what's called an anger iceberg. The anger iceberg. I think it's ERG, not URG. It's probably ERG. When was the last time you guys spelled iceberg? It's not a common one, is it? Up here, you feel angry. But lots of times, if anger is a secondary emotion, if it's something that you feel when you're actually feeling something else, but you just aren't paying attention to it, you know what's happening under the surface? Lots of times you're feeling scared. You're feeling hurt. You're feeling rejected. Maybe you're feeling sad. Maybe you're feeling insecure. Maybe you're feeling ashamed. See, lots of times when you feel anger, not all the time. Sometimes there's going to be times when you just feel anger and it's just like it's pure anger. It's unbridled angst, just as the first and foremost reaction to something. But more often than not, you're going to feel anger at a surface level, and that's not going to be the most primary, deepest thing that you're feeling. Above the surface, all you might see is anger. And you might feel like this rage, this uncontrollable fury, but that's not at the core of what's happening. Under the surface, you might feel any one of these kinds of things. And this is how we do it, because even though anger is kind of an unpleasant thing to feel, at least we kind of know what to do with it. We can adopt one of those 4 anger styles, right? And we can be aggressive about it, or we can be assertive about it, and we can sort of take control. Or we can be passive-aggressive. It's fine, I'm fine. It's fine, I'm fine. I'm fine. I wish I could break your cat's legs, but just kidding. Not really, though. But I wish I could. But I'm fine, it's fine. Like we can adopt a style to express our anger. But these things under the surface, we don't really know what to do with those lots of times, do we? We don't really know what to do with those kinds of emotions. So it's easier to handle. If we just say, I'm angry, that's easier to know what to do with than if we try to look those things in the face. We don't really know what to do with those. So I'm nerding out a little bit, but why does this matter? So what does this look like in your life? Say you had a terrible day. and the people you thought were your friends seemed to turn their backs on you. And then you get home and you're just like, you're furious. Like you just feel this deep anger. I don't know if that's ever happened. Like say that happens someday. It's just a terrible day and it feels like you got stabbed in the back. It feels like you're losing your friends. It feels like you could trust them and now you can't anymore. And you're just bummed. Like you're mad about it. Maybe you get into it with your parents, but at your core, what if you're not really angry? What if it's not angry? You're hurt. You feel hurt by that. At the deepest level, you feel rejected. You feel sad. Maybe you're just getting into a fight with your parents, okay? It's been a long day. You've spent too many days at home with your family. You're just in a blowout fight with your parents, and it's like a massive fight. Like yelling match, and you just don't understand. You're like, they don't get it. I can't understand why they don't see things my way. And you're just yelling back and forth. And on the outside, you're just fuming, right? I don't know if you ever feel that. Like you're just fuming. You feel all this like fury and anger. But what if you're not really just angry? What if that's just the surface? What if you're not just angry? What if more than that, you just feel a frustration and a confusion because you feel like they don't see you or understand you? Maybe you just feel a sadness because you feel like they don't see you or they don't understand you. Or like they're not listening or they can't hear what you're trying to say. Or you feel frustrated at yourself that you can't express what you're trying to express and you don't know how to say what you're really feeling. And the easiest thing to go to is just to say, I'm angry. Let's fight. I know I can fight. I know we can yell. But it's not that at all. You're not angry. You just feel at a loss for what to say. And you don't feel seen and you don't feel heard. How about this, guys? You're almost a year into the weirdest season you've ever had. Almost a year into probably the worst school experience that you've ever had. And it's not ideal for you. You don't like it, and your teachers don't like it, and your parents don't like it, and you're just angry about it. You feel mad, and you're mad that school isn't normal. You're mad that you trained for months, and the season got canceled. You're mad because you feel like you've lost friends because you're just not seeing them. You just feel this anger. And you feel like your parents are stressed out at home, and they're fighting more than they usually do, and like things aren't great there either. Like you just feel this anger because of so many things. But what if it's not anger at the core? What if it's not anger? What if under the surface there's something else? What if you're feeling sad that things aren't how they normally are? What if you're feeling scared that it's not going to be normal anytime soon? What if you're feeling worried that you've lost time and experience and opportunities that you're not going to get back? What if you're just grieving? What if you just feel sad and you feel like you need to grieve, but that's hard to do and you don't really know how to do that, so you just say, I'm just angry. I don't like this and I'm just angry about it. So on the surface, you just feel mad. Man, you feel mad. We all feel anger quite a bit. Can we just say that? Can we just be honest? We all feel anger quite a bit. And we all have all kinds of different ways to express our anger. And tonight I hope you realize that it's not necessarily wrong to be angry. But if you don't know how to control it, it will control you. Anger is not necessarily wrong, but listen, if you don't figure out a way to control it, to respond in a way like Ephesians 4 says, to be angry and do not sin. Unless you can find out a way to do that and control your anger, guys, your anger will control you. So what do? Like, what do we do with anger? If that's what anger is, that's where it comes from. And it helps to understand, doesn't it? It helps to understand, like, okay, maybe I'm not always angry when I think I'm angry. Maybe it's something deeper. Maybe there's a sadness or an insecurity or a rejection or a pain or a hurt. Like, that's what I'm feeling. But it looks like anger and it sounds like anger. So what do? Listen to this. Please don't miss this. Listen to this. What do? You invite Jesus under the surface. Invite Jesus under the surface. Listen, if that's what's happening at the core of your being, if that's what's really happening, listen, you let Jesus speak to the fears and the doubts that live under the surface of your anger. Let him bring healing to the pain that lives under the surface of your anger. Let him redeem the feelings of insecurity and the feelings of rejection that live under the surface of your anger. You invite Jesus under the surface. Because with him, you can learn from, you can grow from your anger. You don't have to be a victim to it. You don't have to be a willing victim as it just takes control over you and your relationships and your life and your peace. You don't have to live like that. You invite Jesus under the surface of your anger. Let him speak to those things. Let him redeem those things. Let him tell you don't have to be insecure. You don't have to be insecure. I'm here with you. Oh, you're hurt? Okay, I'm with you. I feel that. I know what that feels like. You can be hurt. Let me walk with you through the hurt, okay? You feel rejected. Oh, the Son of Man knows what it feels like to be rejected. Jesus knows what it feels like to be rejected. He says, okay, let me walk with you through that. You don't have to feel that by yourself. And you don't have to let that turn itself into anger. No, you feel rejected. Let me walk with you through that. Oh, you feel worried? You feel scared that things are never going to be normal? Okay, I get that. Let me walk with you. Let me walk with you. Let me speak my peace and my joy and my hope. Let me speak that into the fears and the doubts and the worries that live under the surface of your anger. You invite Jesus under the surface. Makes me think about, I was thinking about it today. I'm just to be honest, I realize I have some like real anger issues inside of me. I think a lot of us do, whether we realize it or not. And lots of times it's just this at play. I mean, there's times where things just aren't going well, and I don't know what it is. Like maybe a combo of a stressful day, maybe mixed with like getting home, and when you have little kids, they're over there. I don't want to say anything mean about them. They're the most amazing kids in the whole world. Sometimes it's hard to be happy all the time at home with them. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes kids aren't perfect. And sometimes as a young parent, just trying your best with little kids, you just get angry. Sometimes there's just, whether they're treating each other poorly or they're misbehaving, there's just anger. And guys, I can't tell you how many times, I have to remove myself from the room, from the situation. I have to kind of go in the master bedroom, just kind of lock the door, sit on the bed for a little bit, regather myself, and just kind of, I'm angry right now. This is hard. I'm angry. Let yourself cool down. Calm down. Guys, here's what I realize in those moments. In those moments where I just feel like it's unexpressible anger. Here's what I realize. I'm not angry. At the core, I'm not angry. I'm not angry at my kids. I'm never angry at my kids. It's not purely that. I'm not angry about anything in my life. Here's what's happening. I think at the core, I'm scared that I don't know how to raise my kids. Can I just be honest? I'm not angry that they're misbehaving. I think at my core, I'm scared that I don't know how to raise my kids. And I'm insecure that I don't know how to raise good kids who will behave. And so I'm insecure, and I worry that I might not be the dad that I always thought I'd be, or that I hope and pray that I am. I'm not mad. I'm scared and I'm insecure. And man, that spills over, and I just feel like it's anger, but it's not. And so what do? I invite Jesus under the surface of my anger, where those things that are truly happening inside me, where those things are trying to take hold of my heart and my identity, and I invite Jesus into that. I say, Jesus, okay, You know what's really happening in me, and it feels like anger, but I know it's something deeper. I know I'm insecure. I know I'm scared. I know I'm worried. Whoa! I don't know if you saw that. That was this thing almost coming up. Wrecked the flow a little bit of what I was saying. At the core, I invite Jesus into what's happening under the surface. I invite him to speak to that, to me feeling scared, to me feeling worried and insecure as a dad. Guys, I just want to encourage you tonight. You can be angry, okay? You can feel anger. I want you to feel permission. There's a lot of things that just are not ideal in your life. I don't know if that sounds mean to say, but I know that that's true. There's a lot of things that you wish could be different in your life. So I just want to invite you to do one thing tonight, and that's this. Be honest about your anger. Okay? Be honest about your anger. Just be real with yourself. Okay, I'm angry. I'm mad. Be honest with yourself. Be honest to God. Say, God, here I am. I'm mad. But God, in my anger, would you show me how to be angry and to not sin? And in doing that, God, would you peel back the layers? Would you go under the surface? Would you show me these things that are really happening inside of me? You don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel guilty when you feel angry. You have to know that with Jesus, you can learn from and you can grow from your anger. Got it? Pray with me. God, we are grateful that you're a God who demonstrates that anger doesn't have to lead to sin. You're a God who demonstrates what it looks like, Lord, to have a holy, a righteous anger about things that are bad and things that are evil. Lord, you demonstrate that for us. So I pray that we would reflect you. I pray that we might understand that we can get angry about the things that you get angry about. But Lord, beyond that, would you show us the things that are under the surface of our anger? So many times it just feels like we're mad. It feels like we're furious. It feels like a yelling match. I feel like throwing something. I feel like hitting something. But Lord, under the mad, under the anger, Lord, there's something deeper. God, we invite you into those things. The things that are really happening. Lord, would you speak to the insecurities? Speak to the hurts, the pains, the sadness. Lord, the fear, the doubts. Speak to those things that live under the surface of our anger. God, we believe that with you, we can learn from and grow from our anger. Would you help us do that tonight and for the rest of our lives? We love you, Jesus. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let's worship together.
You guys want to stand up? You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies, till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear, and I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear, and I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name, and I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear, and I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and sing, and I am a child of God. Sing that again. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and sing, and I am a child of God. And I am a child of God. Sing that one more time. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and sing, and I am a child of God. Keep singing that. I am a child. And I am a child of God. One more time. And I am a child